Today I will be discussing about Auteur Theory and Hitchcock. Auteur Theory is a way of looking at films that states that the director is the author of a film. It was developed in the 1940s by French critics. Auteur Theory can also mean that the director is the most important person involved in creating a film. According to the Indie Movie Hustle website, the Auteur Theory argues that a film reflects the director's artistic vision. So a movie directed by a given filmmaker will have recognizable recurring themes. Just like Hitchcock, he has many auteur themes in his films. Many critics define Alfred Hitchcock as the main idea of an auteur. Many of Hitchcock's films showed his obsessions, which repeatedly showed up in his films, and the distinct imprint of his personality that appeared. Anissa Salonika, who wrote the article Alfred Hitchcock, an auteur director, states, Hitchcock's goal is to make the audience grasp emotion from the characters. The theme of voyeurism plays a crucial role in all his films. Salonika goes on to state how in his work in North by Northwest, the protagonist, Roger Thornhill, is mistaken for a CIA agent named George Kaplan, who is working against foreign spies named George Kaplan. Identity mistake was the center of this film and showed an average Joe can be put into situations beyond belief. Salonika also refers to the film Vertigo in having the same theme, which involves Scotty Ferguson's investigation of the fake Madeleine Elster and the women who impersonated her. She also begins to connect Psycho in how we peek into Marion's rendezvous with her boyfriend Sam. Later in the film, Norman Bates looks through a peephole as Marion undresses in the hotel room. The audience plays the intruder role in the characters' lives, which can determine how we feel and what we assume by the characters, says Salonika. Now, I personally believe that auteur theory exists within film, especially with Hitchcock. He has recurring themes, especially about demeaning mothers, which I would like to discuss. So in the film Psycho, we never get to see Mrs. Bates. It would seem she had a big part in Norman's life in Psycho. So, Salonika also refers to Hitchcock's film Notorious, which shows Nazi conspirator Alexander Sebastian in fear of his mother, who forces him to slowly poison his wife. She also connects Psycho, which revolves around Norman being a mama's boy. So when watching the film Psycho in this class, I connected those even with The Birds. I connected these three films. Even in the film The Birds that we viewed in class, Norman in Psycho mentions his fetish for birds, and even Mitch Brenner's mom in the film The Birds, Lydia, is very overbearing of him. Now, watching Hitchcock films, the Rambo and Terminator in this class, I grew up with these films since I was a child, and this class has made me appreciate them even more. From the articles that talked about how they created these macho films like Rambo and Terminator was to bring out Hollywood masculinity, it is very cool to see how we can pretty much dissect a film and create it into something and find out what was the main idea of this. Especially with Hitchcock films, I grew up with them, and it was probably my favorite thing in this film class was to study his films, because I look up to him as a director, and I am a cinephile myself. I grew up knowing the same themes that he pursued in his films, but I never knew what the type it was called. So Auteur Theory makes a lot of sense, knowing that Hitchcock has the same themes in all his movies. Now when I rewatch these films, I appreciate them a lot more, and know I can use this knowledge and gain from this course and see them differently. I want to say that I appreciate taking this class because it's opened my mind a lot more in seeing into film. It's not easy to make a film, and so yeah, this is my video. Hopefully you like it, Professor. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.